All right, ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, fish, donks, and nits of the world. Today we're going to be studying Marquand. It's going to be part two, so let's do it.
I
Was
love
that
that intro. So share your screen.
okay? Was that good or?
That was great. Best ever.
Yeah, I was just finishing a drink, so I don't know if that came out well. So let me share my screen.
All right, we can see it. What you got? Oh, you're doing a quiz. Okay.
No, he's got the hand player up there too.
Or is the Henry
Is
player?
it
Okay.
possible? Is it possible to zoom in?
Well, let's get, yeah. Skate, we can't hear you right now if you're talking.
Yeah.
We can't see anyone.
You can zoom
Hello?
in
There,
Hey, we
there you
can
go.
hear you.
zoom just
Okay,
by stretching the screen yourself, by the way, just so you know. All right, so here we are.
okay, there we go. I figured out. Okay, so zoom by stretching the screen.
I'm not saying you can do it, but we can also do it on our end.
Okay.
You just go into that window and you can do it, stretch with your fingers and it will give you that option. But anyway,
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not. I don't do this often.
okay. Tell us
So
what you
yeah,
got.
this is my hand. It's a pocket 10, so I don't really remember how this
So I
goes.
don't think, so Skate, I'm sorry for
We're
interrupting.
looking at the wrong screen. You're looking at the wrong screen. We're looking at a quiz ID. So stop sharing,
Okay.
hit stop sharing, and then reshare, just reshare the whole desktop or select the right screen. The thing we're seeing is quiz ID 1598. We're seeing Assassinato's hand.
Okay, what about now?
Nope, we're still seeing that one. So
Okay.
we gotta reshare. There we go. Now let's try it.
Okay.
And here it goes. Crunch, 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 crunch. It's starting. Nope, it fell out.
Yeah, yeah, hello, I'm here. Yeah, let me share again because my computer doesn't like sharing for some reason.
Right. I'm gonna step away for a second
Okay, I'm back.
while you guys create quality YouTube programming.
Hey, Skate, we
Hey,
can hear you.
okay, I'll try again. Is it working?
Not yet. One option is, uh, you can stop again and it gives you an option to share your entire screen or share an application. Which one are you doing?
I'm just sharing the screen, but right now somebody else is sharing, so I can't do it.
So what you can do is you can choose to share an application. So I would, on your tabs on
Yeah.
your browser, I would go to the tab of the one that you want to share, which I assume is the hand replayer.
Okay, I see. I'm doing that now.
Okay, done that. Now go start sharing and then go to share application and just share that application. Precisely, you're there.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay.
Yeah. So you've got pocket tens, but you probably, yeah. So you got pocket tens and it looks like we're in the river.
Yeah, let me okay. There you go.
All right. I think you're ready to go, man.
All right, here we go.
All right.
So,
Ends.
Pocket tens, here we go. 320 big blinds, I guess. So this is how the hand goes. Should
So I think it's
just-
actually 160 big blinds to be geeky about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
true. Okay, I'm gonna, so hit this, no.
that one,
Okay,
yeah.
so low jack opens, I raise,
Like it.
Nice. You ISO'd the limper, good.
or ISO the limper, excuse me.
Yep.
10, button calls,
I like the size.
Yeah, so do I.
Anywhere from 9 to 10 is perfect.
So you're taking tens multi-way.
yep.
All right.
Got 3 callers, see a flop here.
All right,
All right,
let's call it checks.
caller checks, I'm gonna see bet about half pot, 15.
Sure.
Yeah,
And
fine.
position calls, and we fold over here. They fold.
Yep.
Hmm.
Very
Turn it
interesting
up.
turn. Now I can
Turn it
see
up
why we're
10.
looking at this.
Yeah.
So yeah, this turn's interesting. I mean, so let's think about what is flatting. The first thing I would think about is, do we know anything about button player? Do you know anything about this player?
No. No, just this is live. Yeah, live. Just recreational player, I'm guessing.
So live 1-2.
Yeah.
So the question I would think is, well, does this guy flat 7-6 suited after ISO? And that's the first thing I'd want to know.
And queen jack.
And yeah, obviously queen jack, but it's harder for him to call queen jack on the with the bet. He'll have it sometimes for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Queen jack of hearts, queen jack of diamonds.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. I just think your hand is. I'm curious what other people think. The way I'm thinking about this is that your hand is very far up in your range, and you also have 20% to boat up. You're gonna boat up 20% of the time.
Yep.
So I think this hand is good enough to bet, but I'm gonna shut up. I've been talking a lot. What does anybody else think?
I think that this is the nuts until someone else until we're told it isn't. And so
That's a very good way to put it.
we want to play it that way. I think that the stack depth is such that it's going to be very hard to get all in. Those are going to be 2 over bets, and those are only getting called by other sets. And the straight, of course. And one of those is going to raise us. So we're not focused on our bet on the top of their range, because the top of their range is going to let us know in a second.
Yeah,
we want to get called by all of their 2 pairs,
mhm.
all of their single pairs that they had when they started, that are now 2 pairs, or that are now a pair and a draw. So how big does 10 jack and 9 jack and 10-9 call? Those are the hands that I'm want to get called by. How big will
Yeah.
they? What do you think?
Yeah, true. I think we're blocking 10-9 here.
We're about 10-9 hard.
Yeah, hard.
Nine
So yeah,
jack, 9 jack, 8-9,
Jack 10.
ace 9, ace
Yeah.
10. What are they going to
Eight.
call?
Yeah, ace 9, ace 10. Yeah.
I agree, Adam. No 9-10. I was just saying words. So they're going to
Exactly.
call. They're going to call pot. They're going to call pot -1 bet. They're going to call pot +1 bet. Right around there. So
Yeah.
that's my bet size.
I think I chose to not to bet because I think I titled this here.
Okay.
Tens didn't bet turn when draw is present, so
Yeah.
I check.
Yeah, I don't agree with that, but you did it.
Yeah. Yeah,
The other one, that one, yeah, hit that one.
Yeah. Check,
He
check.
checks back. Okay, so that's important, right? You
Yep.
now have some information.
Yep. That's pretty much eliminates pretty much completely their the nuts,
Yeah.
straights. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
River's a 5, and I'm pretty sure I bet here.
Good.
Yeah, I do.
So you're just trying to get called by a single pair.
So can we click, okay, let's just stop here. So the one thing So let me see. So you bet 25 into 63. I think that's fine. So maybe the thought process to think about here is what part of your range, what part of his range do you want to get a call up? Now you have the best hand 90% of the time here, 95% of the time.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so now your thought process, I think, should be around what size is his 8-9 gonna call? What size is his,
Or it's just ace nine, just ace nine.
or
Yeah,
ace-9, sure.
single pairs. I think I would have heard by two pairs by the turn. So yeah, I'm targeting single pairs, so I didn't go too large.
Yeah, I think the sizing's fine.
Yeah, was my thinking. I'm not sure what happens here, but he calls. Okay.
What did you have? I didn't show.
No, didn't. No. And I
Nice hand,
think,
sir.
yeah, in my notes, I don't think they. I'm gonna look at my notes to see, but I don't think they showed.
So Adam doesn't like the size of my suggested turn bet. Fish Cakes thinks my turn bet size is okay. And I think, who else wants to jump in and defend the check on the turn?
Well, I'm not defending check on the turn.
No, I know. I'm saying, does anybody want to? Let's start with that before we look at to see if the table agrees that you want to bet this turn, then we'll talk about sizing. But let's see, is there anybody else who wants to check the turn here?
Nope.
Okay,
Definitely.
Mike, it goes like this. It's multi-way. Low jack limps, we raise, button calls, low jack calls. Actually, just roll it back. Roll to the beginning and just click through it real quick. Let's see, so call.
Limp. Yeah. ISO 10.
Size.
Call 10. Another call. 3 players. It's a flop. I could just play it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you can step through it. Stepping through it's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you don't like that play. Step through. So yeah, so on the flop we bet, we C bet and only button calls. Turn 10, we hit a set, and for some reason we check. They check.
Yeah, I think your flop play is good and on turn, you're pretty far up in range.
Yeah, I guess I missed value there.
There's
Yeah,
so much out of his, there's so much in that, there's so much of his cards
The
that
back door.
are your combos that are calling your flop bet, that are then calling your turn bet. What I heard
Yeah.
a little bit of a monsters under the bed, and that's totally reasonable way to think. I mean, it's certainly something to keep in consideration. But the other turnaround of that is that 20% of the time you're going to suck out on his straights. And his flushes for that matter. I mean, I mean,
5% of the time, the monster under the bed that you're seeing is two pair that you have crushed.
Yeah.
Or a set you have crushed. I mean, actually now more than 10%.
Exactly, and this, yeah,
So if you bet here and get raised and get jammed on, even before you go, I have to boat up. Sometimes you're against pocket nines.
Mhm.
And you're fine.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what Adam said
Yep.
too. So I think that this group thinks that that a bet on the turn is better. And now let's talk a little bit about the size. I voted for close to pot to get called by the single pair with a draw, to be called by the 9-jack and the 7-8 and the 7-9 if he has it. I don't know why he has 7-9 there, but people play weird.
yeah.
And Adam thinks that that's too big. Adam thinks you're getting a full and ace nine and ace 8 that are
I
getting.
think, excuse me. I think it's fine because I think the on the flop and on the river they got there with some kind of 9, so I think I kind of missed value there on turn.
Yeah.
I don't think they're
They have diamonds.
yeah
They have some diamonds.
yeah and that too yeah
Yeah.
that too.
So does anybody want to bet small? So Adam, you're the one who doesn't like the.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be a little bit smaller. I don't think I would pot here. I think I would be looking like B66.
Okay. So not smaller than
not
smaller than
yeah,
that.
like I'm not saying like a B33 here or anything like that, but I just think
Right.
I think pot. I think guys start to think you get to pot size and guys start thinking about folding. And I think if you keep it under pot, you know, you get some guy that's gonna call with like an ace eight hand here, you know, or something like that.
I'm not against it.
I'm against it. I always
What do you wanna
try to bet. I always try to go for stacks.
So how big you want to bet here? Given that your SPR is, it's gonna be hard to get stacks
Oh.
in if it's at raise. What are you
You
gonna
know,
go?
like the effective stack side is 255. You subtract 63 from that. That's about 190.
Yep.
Divide that by 3. You got like 63. So pot size, yeah.
So
So
you're gonna,
that's why I bet pot, so I can get the rest of it in on the river.
so we bet pot and if he calls, it brings it up to about 180. We have, about 180 left and then we just bet pot on the river,
Yeah.
pot. Yeah.
So that's the math behind it.
Good.
So
What's the
pot,
hand that
pot,
calls though? What's the hand that calls pot pot?
Well,
8-9.
Yeah. 9s, 8s, 2 pairs.
Okay, I don't know.
Over
Like,
pairs.
I don't know.
Jack freaks.
You're
Jacks.
playing 1, 2. Right?
Yep, 1, 2. Mhm.
All
Yeah.
right, I can
But-
take Mike's queens. Like I can see that. Okay, I can see Jack maybe, you know,
Jack,
like a
Jack
guy.
easy. Jack easy. He has a draw too.
Jack,
Okay.
Jack, maybe 7s.
Seven.
Sevens
folds
can
the
call.
river.
I don't know.
Yeah, they fold by
you
the
get a big
river.
pot. But you get big money against it. You bet pot against 7. If you bet half pot against 7s, they call. Then they fold the river to your big bet. Let's get pot against 7s.
All the
But we're talking
flushes,
66, 75 in pot. We're all
all the
agreeing. on that.
flushes, all the straight draws, all the overcards, all the 2 pairs, all the sets.
I think you get a lot of overcard folds. I think
Yeah,
I think pot can fold out some king queen here.
So here on the turn,
got-
pot would be more nicer, better.
Yep, pot bet 63.
And
Yeah.
the table advice seems to be 66, 75 in pot. That seems to be what we're saying, and everybody
Yeah.
has reasons for it, but that's enough. There are good reasons for all of them. I don't know which one's best.
Yeah. Yeah,
And we do
makes
not
sense.
have a solver for it, so there you go.
Okay, that's it for that
Right.
hand.
Good hand, man.
Thank you.
Okay, nice. Next hand is gonna be, let's see who's got a marked hand.
Mike, I think. I don't know.
Oh,
Larry.
yeah, I got hands, and no
Okay.
question about it.
Larry or Mike, whoever grabs the screen first gets 2 hands, and then whoever didn't grab the screen first has the next 2 hands.
Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen.
Oh, by the way, a real
Yep.
quick, while we see Cassius Clay here, Cassius Clay made a pokercoaching.com email blast for a hand of the day, a quiz.
Oh,
Oh,
no, did he really?
Yeah,
There's
that
a
was
funny
like
story
last
around that.
week.
So, Tristan does his hand history reviews. And I said, well, will you do a cash one? He said, sure. Tristan Wade said, sure. And so I sent him, this is years ago. I sent him literally over a year ago. I sent into poker coaching 10, 20 cash hand histories from Global, but he didn't use them for a webinar. He decided to turn them all into quizzes.
Oh, fun.
So I will live in infamy as Cassius Clay on poker coaching.
Oh, great. And so we can all play, we can all do your quiz.
And you can all see how, yes, you can all watch Tristan tear apart my horrible play
All right. That'll be fun.
in quizzes. Okay,
Okay.
so this
Okay.
goes to a hand that I showed you guys last week. And this is a weird one. So this guy RFIs to 3. I think we all agree we're gonna 3-bet here. I think
Yeah.
no argument here. Now it gets interesting, right? Folds around. Watch this. Boom. This is gonna be fast. The next one will probably be more interesting. We have 2 options here, obviously. I don't think we're ever folding this combo. which option do you guys prefer?
Hmm.
So
Probably just
I actually prefer the call over the jam here because every so often they are full of shit and do fold to this. It's very rare.
Yeah.
But when you call, he has the opportunity to be full of shit on the flop. You're just gonna get it all in on flop anyway. And even if there's an ace on the flop, you're not folding for the other 38, are you?
No.
Right, I mean, man, yeah, you know. And so I just don't,
So,
he almost never folds here, right? When you're, you know, you're cooler or you're coolering, you know, ace, king and queens and all that stuff. But the ever slight bluff he has, he can fold and you don't want him to. That's
Okay.
what
so we have two, that's what I did. I just called.
Yeah.
We have two, nice flop. We have two, live players here. Do you guys ever see live players use this kind of just wild sizing, 4-bet sizing?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like on my last
We-
game, there was a guy who came from 2-5 to 1-3 and then got stacked and lost 3 stacks like in a blink of an eye. And
Uh-huh,
so he went on fast monkey tilt and started raising to 50 pre
okay,
in a 1-3 game.
50
So,
bucks.
Yeah, $50.
Okay,
And
so
then
you-
shoving it in on the betting like 150 on the flop.
okay. How about, fish cakes and Sutton? Do you guys ever see this kind of play?
You like what was the action? Was it open 3-bet and then this weird ass 4-bet?
Open, 3-bet, and then this oversized 4-bet.
Yeah. I mean, just like you see everything.
Okay, so, thanks, guys. So, yeah, so obviously between flop and
Oh, I don't like the call.
why would you prefer? Okay, I'm open to why, knowing why you'd prefer a shove.
Like, well, I just think in like practice or in theory, right? What makes us versus sizing is pre-flop. What makes us call more or like raise more?
make my-
So I
okay.
liked Scotty's explanation, and I think I'm on board with Scotty on this one.
So you didn't hear my speech because you just got here, so I'll do it again real quick. This is almost always a jam and he calls and you're up against aces or queens or jacks,
Or ace king.
right? And that's what happens and everything is fine when you, and like that. That's how that hand plays out.
Yeah.
Every so often, very rarely, this is a flailing bluff. And they very rarely fold to your jam. You never want that fold. Now, go to the other side when all the times when it plays out the other way, the normal way, since he's only got 38 behind, the money's all going in on the flop anyway. Whether he has aces, king, you know, whether he has aces or ace, king, or queen, queen, or jack, jack, all the money's going in. So it's this massively exploitative thing that almost gives up our, you know, this is our hand that says, just in that one case, let's not get a fold here. That's my argument. Do you hate it?
I can see where you're coming from.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree. It's non-standard because against this, the logical play here is, yeah, you just jam.
I mean,
You're top.
theoretically, he's pot committed himself, right? He's
pot-committed
committed
himself.
over 40% of the stack, so in theory, I think of 40% as being the,
Yeah.
being theoretically the threshold between being pot committed and not pot
Hey.
committed.
to counter Scotty's argument about what happens here pre-flop. MSI has like a pretty decent point about on the flop, like if he has queens, and the flops come ace, king, whatever gets him to fold or not put any more money in on the flop now.
That's true. That's true. But it's so hard. It's given the pot odds he's getting, it's going to be hard for him to fold things. But you're right. That is the risk. The risk is, and I guess the risk is when he flung in this weirdness with ace 5 offsuit.
I think those are so rare though.
Yeah,
Compared
if he
to
did that-
everything else.
and he hits the ace, you gave it to him that he would have folded. But That's all. That's why I don't hate it. I agree, totally agree. The standard play is just jam.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think, you know, this is why I bring hands in. You guys are making very good points as to why the shove is better.
Let's see what happened.
And we get king flop and he's playing face up.
Yeah, because like when the raise puts in more than 30% of your stack, you could just shove.
Yep. So there you go.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
plays the same.
Yeah, it's
But
gonna
yeah,
happen no
against
matter what.
against queen, queen, or jack, jack, do you not get all of his money here?
Potentially not.
Right.
Yeah, I
That
think,
is-
and that's, and so fish
Yeah.
cakes, you're making a very good argument as to why just shoving pre is better.
Okay.
I think there's arguments for both, and my. You know, I
If
think
they
the
were
argument,
is that like a super crazy player that really does come up with enough bluffs? Right, and I think that's just the thing that changes it. Really, is the quantity of the bluffs, like how skew they are.
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. This is what you do on flop is, pre-flop is player dependent.
Okay.
Okay, next hand, so. So I'm going to ISO cure here with this combo. I'm gonna ISO a bit bigger this early,
I like it.
get a flat. Two callers to this flop. Check. What are you guys doing here?
By the way, we don't see, slide your screen over. We didn't see the caller is off the screen.
Really?
Yes.
Is that true for everyone?
I see it. I
Oh,
see
you see
everything.
it? It's just me? Oh, it's just me. I made my screen was too big. Okay, there you go.
Can we show you the action again?
No, I'm fine. I would like to bet here without the spade more often than with the spade.
Okay,
think the
that makes
spade-
sense.
Spade doesn't mind. I think the spade can check more often than the non-spade.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think, theory says to check a lot. However, theory doesn't have these guys calling in whatever
No.
hijack is.
Right.
So,
Yeah, so.
yeah, I think you can just make these big bets.
So I
Like-
think this hand, I think sometimes is, I think this is a very good flop for our combo.
Oh, yeah.
We'd prefer to have, spade obviously, but, you know, I think player 4-1-2-5 is like eights, nines, tens, 5, 6s a lot. I think we can, strip him of queens, kings, and aces. Who knows what this guy has? So, and you guys know I'm obsessed with check raises neck, so I'm fishing for this bet, and I'm hoping for a fold here. And I think I kind of gave away the ghost here, but what are you guys doing here?
So Joey likes your check there very much.
Yes, Joey does like my check.
I think you can check raise. Check raise or check call.
Yeah, check raise, check call is fine, right? So I am obsessed with check
Other
raising, so that's what I did.
I'd rather check raise.
So I chose kind of this nebulous, I think maybe a little bit bigger is better. Like, I think like a 2.5 is better, like I go to 20 here. I think we're pretty close.
I like it.
Does anybody think this is an egregious size, or is this size okay?
I think bigger, to be honest, although I'm trying to figure out why. Just intuitively, I would want to go bigger because, I mean, he's going to bet, pretty big part of his range. When we did DTO training, right? I mean, he's got lots of bets here.
Yes.
And they're going to involve over pairs, and they're going to involve flush draws. Maybe, his bluffs are like 5-4, whatever, stupid bluffs, but I think you can go bigger. And then, I don't know, but I'm sure this isn't bad.
Yeah, so maybe like, don't give me a size.
25.
Yeah, so 24, 25.
Mhm.
Yeah. 24.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine, that size.
Hey,
We got a call.
The idea is this, eights, nines, and tens are still calling 24.
Yeah.
Let's hope not eight. So I think this turn though is good. Do you guys, what are you guys doing here?
Um,
Going to a raise.
Yeah, 2E.
So we put this in, so let me see. So I think you
Third.
do 40, 70, yeah, I was thinking 2E. A little bit more for 2E, actually.
Yeah.
2E
Yeah.
would be more like,
20
33%.
around yeah.
2E is like, what's, so, yeah, so no, yeah, this is close to 2E because of our SPR is like 1.4, 1.3.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah,
like
they have less. Yeah. So.
just under half, right?
We get the fold. So, yeah, so you guys think this is a good line?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Thanks.
And
Yep,
the
yep.
one thing about the line is though, I think if you bet and get raised there, I think you fold.
On turn,
I think so.
especially with this very innocuous 8.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
The 8 is not so innocuous.
Because you guys 8-7?
No, you beat 8-7.
Yeah,
The
I
8
do
is
good
so
point.
innocuous because the thing I said was, yeah, you're gonna get called by 8s, 9s, and 10s.
Oh, okay, so you just brought it up.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
the number of combos of other crap that he has is way more than a set of 8s and the 9s and 10s.
Yeah, what's raising there? Do you think that spades have decided to call the flop and raise the turn?
Potentially, especially if they pick up like, like 9-10 or Jack 9 or some
Okay.
of those kind of spades, maybe.
Okay, so you're
That's why
gonna,
I just don't think folding is, I wouldn't fold. Maybe it's correct. I'm just arguing against
okay, good enough.
it.
You're gonna win the argument because I'm gonna leave.
Scotty, hey, Scotty, before you go.
Yeah.
You are going to be able to join us on Monday or not?
Monday, I'm gonna be able to open the room, and maybe be able to be there for like the beginning of it, and then I gotta get on a plane. But
Okay.
since I'm here, here's my hand, here's my one hand. Let's see
Okay.
why this hand matters. So this is marked from a long time ago. Raise. Yes. Call. I can bet this because it's top pair, and I can check back because it's a bad top pair and have an ace in my checking range. And then give a free card to a singleton, jack, and queen. I don't want to do that. I want to bet. Bet 2, get called. Now I want to fry.
Over bluff line.
I don't beat any value. I beat all bluffs. This
So you're-
is an under bluffed line.
Okay,
I fold.
Uh,
Now I fold. And it is going to be a bluff, I'm sure, or else why would I have the hand marked?
uh,
how does he find that?
Wonky. What?
That's-
Well, let me tell you, he had a plan when he called this flop, he had a plan. Oi.
and
Right.
they're a broken stack too.
Yeah.
It's crazy because, he might have, like, what was he saying to himself? If it comes at jack or a queen, I'm going to donk.
And a diamond, I guess.
Yeah, a diamond, I'm gonna donk. Yeah, that's an interesting play.
Uh-huh.
Gangster.
All right. So against this gangster though, what should I have done?
I think that, I
Fold
think
still.
that, I think that under bluffed doesn't mean never bluffed, and I think that
Mhm.
you have to go with what population does here normally.
Okay.
Yep.
Do we agree this is under bluffed? Just not by this guy?
Yeah,
evaluation?
absolutely.
Yes.
Yep.
All right then. Good for him.
Yeah, I mean, we're all gonna be, so, I mean, I don't remember which smart person said it, but the point of poker is not to get never bluffed.
Yes.
We're going to be bluffed, part of the game.
Doke, go ahead. So queens,
Yeah,
I raise
Oh.
it. And we get called in one spot. And we get that flop. And this starting here.
so, I mean, if we're thinking in theory here, we're gonna have a lot of checks with this ace X. Obviously, we're already off theory because this is not usually a call in his position, but I think a check here is fine, especially because you've got redraws.
Good, yeah. We do see that we have some decent amount of hands on him playing relatively, you know, good, I would say. Like he's aggressive, he's raising, he seems to be reggish. But with the queen of spades, any thought about c-betting? Or are we just always checking queens?
I don't know about always, but I think I would lean towards a check here.
I typically do as well. This reggish sort of stat made me think that, you know, what are his ace X that he's calling in position, like on the cutoff like this? Like that would typically be kind of a 3-bet spot.
What's this? Does he 3-bet yet? Yeah, 13%.
Good things happen if you bet.
A lot. Yeah, he's 3-bet a lot. So yeah, I was I went, and I check this a lot myself. But I did check. And we got a little bet. Pretty easy call, right?
Agreed. I would just call.
Yep.
Okay. Kind of good, I think. that we
Yeah, I
got
mean, in
eight.
theory, you might get leads here. You might get dunks here. Your check calling range is chock full of flush draws. And so I think this card shifts equity enough for you to have leads in theory.
In theory.
We don't know what theory is really because he's not supposed to have a calling range, but I think there's leads here.
Yeah. I mean, we could give him a button range maybe, but
Yeah.
we got that. Now that's of course going to be easy call, right? We're not gonna, are we raising?
I don't see anybody see any reason to raise out there in
Nope.
Yeah, me either. I don't think so.
But their sizing is like small as well. So like
we should-
that's
should we think Brazilian play?
let's see.
Let's see if we get a Brazilian play here. So some people I think advocate for a dunk here.
Yeah, I think I would bet.
The lead donking this turn, leading the turn.
Yeah, I'm not quite convinced. Maybe I've looked at too many sims. Does anybody else have an opinion about donking here?
Well,
I do it sometimes. Usually but usually I don't. We've got like an overpair. We don't want to be blown off our equity, right? That would really suck.
Yeah.
Let's say we donk or we raise him and then he shoves. Then we hate our life.
Thanks for coming, Fish Cake. See you next week.
Yeah, buy fish cakes. So I would add, so right now we have a middle in hand, so we want to keep the pot small and we're out of position, which sucks. So yeah, those are all reasons that we're choosing just to say, keep the pot small.
I think we could
Until
draw
we-
here. Yeah, I think like with queens, maybe with jacks, single jack of spades, I could consider checking back. But you know, we could get value from you know, like worse flushes, maybe even an ace that wants the hero call. I don't know. I think I bet this, you know, along with the king, and of
on
course
the
the
river, on the river I'm betting, but on the turn I'm not.
oh yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably check here too much, but I think Sutton has talked about wanting to donk here. And a theory I think is probably going to check it. And okay, so now it gets interesting.
Yeah, right.
The only I think you have an obligatory raise here. And fold or shove.
You think so?
Yes. I think that the size is very rarely used with ace of spades or king of spades. So
I
I
think
think you
so.
get, I think you've got a obligatory check raise here. And then
So-
shift and then fold or shove.
So you think he's thin value betting here?
His line is very unusual. And so I think the frequency in which this is a in position BSTI
What
is
does that
very
mean? What
low.
does that mean? What does that mean?
It means bet small to induce.
Oh, okay, okay.
I think that the frequency at which this is a BSTI are very small. Small enough that I think you have an obligatory raise, check raise.
I'm kind of thinking about call here. I mean, it is a good player, as Mike mentioned, or they could be a good player.
I could
So-
be probably a better way to put it.
So I mean, I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me if they have this in their arsenal. So, yeah, I don't know. I think calling.
So is it the thing that pops up into my brain is can he check? Can he bet fold? Because lots of people can't bet fold. So have you seen him bet fold?
Oh, yeah, on the real, no, I don't have enough of that, so I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so this is ignition, right? So
Yeah.
ignition, you're anonymous.
So we're thinking about betting 25 here. Is that what we're thinking?
I would, yeah, sizing is a different question. I would probably go. Yeah, I'd probably go to 25. I think 25 is fine.
Yeah.
MSI is folding. MSI, your pot odds are 19%, and you've got the third nuts. That feels like, I think we can definitely put that into the world of exploit fold. Not saying an exploit fold is wrong. Thanks, fourth nuts, but I would think that this. Oh, because you can have the straight flush.
Oh yeah, the eight is. Sure.
So why exactly do you want to call? I messed up almost everything.
Because we
I-
have
I
the third nuts and he's bet less than B33 in position on river.
Yeah, but
What
range
nuts?
him on the turn. His range didn't change since the turn.
His range didn't. Do you
So on
think,
the turn he's betting like a 9 and on ace.
do you
maybe
ever
some-
think that you're beating, do you ever think that you're beating what his hand is? Or do you think you're losing every time?
Maybe we beat some, but it's hard to say.
Okay, do you think
I would
you're
say it's, we
beating,
lose almost always anyway.
do you think you're beating what his hand is with this size more than 20% of the time?
No, no, not even close.
Okay, I think that, rolling here with this combo is a blunder. You're gonna lose, but if you're gonna call, you just need to win more than 20% of the time, and I think you do.
But
Yeah,
but
I
like
was never.
range him, he wrapped a flush draw, an ace or a 9 or like some weak showdown. And when he bet, like he didn't bet Jack 10 of clubs, let's say.
Well, Okay, so we can agree that this is, I respect your opinion and I respect that you're gonna fold here. But I think that we need to call here at least.
Okay.
Yeah, I was not considering folding. I wound up calling. I think I maybe thought about value raising to this size, but I was just like, what is possible? I mean, it just seems weird. I mean,
I mean,
his-
there's an argument to be made that what's gonna call you that's worse.
I
if you
mean,
check raise.
Arcturus is right. I lost this hand, but I mean, it's like 5-1 almost. It's over 4-1, 5-1.
Yeah, I don't think you can fold to these odds. I mean, I
No,
think
but I think of it, he might bet his Jack offsuit, his 10 offsuit, but that's a stretch.
What do you
Yeah.
have? Ace king with the king of spades.
Oh, he had this hand.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's
this
just a
is-
cra- that's a crazy way to play kings.
king with
Yeah.
the king of spade.
But
Yeah,
he
I mean-
telegraphed it.
He
I never
flattered you.
put kings in his range whatsoever.
Yeah, he
I
flattered
Or
top
ace
three.
king.
smelled the king of spades with that bet there on the river for some reason. I don't know.
But
I mean, yeah, I mean,
what, I mean,
King of
Octo
spades.
is good. It's a
what
good
king does
export
a
fold.
decent player show up here with calling in position? Like even like king, queen off and king, jack should not be here. Like just he just shouldn't have it. That's all.
Yeah, the only argument is that he had some kind of read on someone behind that was going crazy,
Yeah.
and
that's what I
he
was
wanted
thinking.
to let them in. You have any fish behind?
I mean, nobody that's like, I mean, just based on number, maybe this guy,
Yeah, in the bind, maybe he wanted to play with the big blind.
but yeah.
Yeah, I don't. This is a very rare situation. So I mean, well played, Arturos. You found it, but I just don't find it.
I mean, as you say, if he well bets jack of spades when we call and ten of spades, and I think it's possible for him to well bet.
Okay.
Yeah, I was thinking jack of spade, ten of spades. Yeah, that's where I was landing.
I lose a lot more money in that hand because I bet big on the river.
You would have docked.
No, I check raise him huge.
Oh, check raise. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So
reading into his sizing. Yeah, I don't know.
So I'd
I
either
assume
steal
that was
the
a
pot.
BSTI.
So I'd either steal the pot or I'd win. So I don't know what happened.
And then would you follow what Larry was saying? Would you raise here and then fold to his shove?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, this is a bet fold here. I'd bet like 30.
Yeah, you got to
Yeah.
fold, right?
Oh yeah, bet fold all day long. So I'd lose a lot more in that situation.
Yeah, you're not getting better to call and worse to fold on the river, so that's just my main reason to just check call.
I would
Yeah.
also lose.
So we have a poster, short stack poster here. So we raised king, queen. Small blind, big blind call. Top pair, check, check.
Oh,
Sizing.
I would.
Check.
small, I don't know, what or just bet.
I would small bet.
Yeah, I went small. Seems normal. You got a call from the small blind.
I don't. I think that two is not. Let me see. So what twos does he have? So he's got some twos. I mean, how many hands do you have on this guy?
Hardly any.
Okay. I think what I would do here is I would polarize, and then I would, if you get a call on the polarize, I would check back most rivers. So I'd like P75,
Yeah.
and if he check raises, I'm in hell. Yeah, I'd use this size.
Because I mean the deuce is a blank.
Yeah, okay. Small blind flats, you know, who knows? Okay, yeah, so, this is, so pot odds are not appealing. And his range could be anything. So let's go through the questions. Do you have a value beater or a pure bluff catcher?
Value beater. Let's see. There it is.
Yeah,
Do I beat value? Here, let's move this out of the way. What value would he be doing this with?
yeah, so I don't think you have a value beater. I think you have a pure bluff catcher. He's repping a two.
King
Fine,
jack.
maybe king jack. No, well, your ace is. Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
It's only, what is it? Just one combo?
One combo. Good, good combo to Nords, got there fast. Faster than me. So I
Arturus,
think-
Arturus, do you think he does this with like king 10 or something?
Taurus, I'm gonna stake you, man. You've got like, if you are right, this is a bluff. You are like the master. So I'm like, the way I look at this is like, this is an under bluff line. Your pot odds are not attractive. You're only beating pure bluff, board paired, and I am flummoxed as to what his range is because he's flatting in the small blind. So I'm overfolding.
Overfolding, yeah. I think I let this time down to like the very end because I was kind of in your shoes, thinking your thought there, like you know, I mean, what is he doing this with? Maybe like whatever spade, ace X of spades he called with on the flop.
Small blind flatters are confusing.
Yeah, especially when you don't know if, you know, we don't really have any info on him yet. We don't
Yeah.
know if he's what he's doing. I called. I wound up calling. And do I win or do I lose?
Well, Arturo thinks you win and I think you lose. Ha ha ha, Toro, I'm staking you. You are a master at this game. That is a suicide bluff. And he paid the
But I don't
price.
agree. I don't agree that we do beat value because I don't think he's going to do this with king 10.
Yeah, I don't think there's no
What
value that does this.
what other value does he do this with that we beat?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to maybe do it with like 3-2 or something. I don't know. Yeah, there's no value. We're not beating 3-2. So yeah, there's no value that you're beating. This is not a value beating.
Can you walk through how you came to that conclusion, Arturus? That was like a masterful call. Hello?
Taurus, we are fascinated by how you got to a call here.
Yeah,
Can you
'cause
share it with us?
I didn't see that, to be honest. Like, I would never think of that.
Think of what?
How you got to that call. That's not it's not in my playbook, put it that way.
Yeah, but what is he repping?
A
I
2?
don't know.
Yeah, but what
A
to?
2, I guess?
Yeah,
How
yeah,
many
but like
twos can he have?
4 deuce, ace deuce, yeah, but that's it. But
Yeah.
ace deuce, you have to call him. Like it's already fixed stretch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely didn't have any deuces. Like that was not even in my. I didn't even think of a deuce. Like that's. I
Yeah,
took all deuce hands. Didn't even consider that.
Deuces, threes, maybe even 4. Yeah, like nobody has it, right?
Yeah.
No, you're right. I guess I didn't think about quads. But not like ace deuce or king or like any other deuce combo. I was not considering.
Me too. I'm totally deuce blind. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, quads is never gonna jam here. They're gonna milk it like 100%.
And if he has quads, good for him.
No, they don't have quads here.
Exactly.
So I guess the only value that we have, or the only value that he would have here is jacks. If he flatted jacks there.
Yep.
King jack. That's the only hands I can think of that is value.
Yep.
I mean, sure, fish. The pool will occasionally have twos there, but I mean, I'm not even considering it.
Yeah, I mean, we can't build a strategy around folding to a range that includes some things. We just can't.
I guess the question is for Arturos is, like you said, we beat value, but I don't see what he's doing this with that we beat.
What we beat, king 10, king 9. And that's that's enough.
True.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So Uh,
It's more like we don't play value like this. It's not like what we beat. We don't have enough value. Like who is jamming whatever king jack like this?
Ace ten of spades would have been
Yeah, that's even like it's very unlikely he
Better.
has like a hand that beats us.
interesting hand.
Back to share. Anybody else?
Sure. Anybody else? Other than, I have another, but if anybody else wants to go, that's fine too. Derek Escape.
no.
Who am I missing? Arturo, you have a hand?
I gotta upload some more, so I'm good for now.
Okay, I'll show you guys another one. I'm always up to being. Giving a second opinion. Can you guys see my hand?
Mm-hmm.
My screen rather?
Yep.
What is Zoom doing? Go away, Zoom. Just go away. Okay, yeah, next week is fine, man. Okay, so. Nine-handed on global. RFI, early position,
Hmm.
flat, middle position. What do you guys do?
Well, if it weren't for the flat in middle position, I would say you could flat a lot of times there. Just
Yes, I agree. I
Oh.
think that we can flat against this
Yep.
3x in early position.
However, now that you got that call, I think you should be 3-bet. I don't know if we still flat now.
I don't think we get the flatter. I think that once we got a flatter, we've got to,
Mandatory ice.
We gotta squeeze.
Mandatory squeeze.
let's just. Since we're P. And here, 9 max. Raise under the gun. Do we ever get flats on the button? Why not? Yeah, we get a flat in the button. Get to the big blind. We do some. I'm lying.
Yeah, I'm in team squeeze. Now show the difference if it was just under the gun.
We
Look at
mostly
all
flat.
that calling.
Yeah.
Now turn that into a 3x, and I think it becomes a pure 3-bet. If you could go 9-handed, raise under the gun, call button, I bet it becomes there's no calling. That would be my guess.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, that's what I did. I squeezed. Would you go bigger?
I think that's just fine. 15, you're right?
Usually 15. We get 2 flatters. Interesting flop. Now this is really this. Okay, so we agree that we really need to squeeze there. Now it gets interesting. What are you doing here?
Probably checking. I would probably check range.
Yes, this is a very awkward spot. Anybody betting here? How about our poker sayer? Kicking under the gun. Yeah, so Arturo's given up. I'm gonna check it. I think we're in agreement with them.
Yeah. If the 9 was a 10, then of hearts, I could see betting, obviously.
Yeah. So he goes to, so. This guy started with 90 bigs. And he goes big into 3 people. Goes a B75. Gets a fold.
So that size fold.
Exactly. Okay. Nice hand, sir. You've got so many queens in your RFI 3-bet calling range under UTG. I think I just fold. Let's see if this hand is worth looking at. Okay, so guys, feel free to chastise me for overlimping. Is this ever in your overlimp range on button?
Oh yeah.
We have guaranteed position. I don't think
Oh,
this hand
yeah.
is good enough to ISO.
Mm.
And I kind of like playing a position. I'm open
No.
to someone telling me this is an egregious error.
No,
Joey
no,
would
no.
Joey would yell at you. He would tell you this is a fold, don't do it.
Yeah.
But you're playing against, you know, a population that you're probably doing just fine.
I agree 100%. I call with worse than that actually.
Okay.
Because
So we,
I think
yeah.
that I can outplay them post flop. So
So now we have, this looks to me like a double gutter.
yep. The virtual nuts on this board.
We have the double belly buster.
The straight flush draw.
Checks around. What are you guys doing?
Betting.
Check. We want
What's
a free card.
What
Oh
size?
no, I'm absolutely betting here.
There's 4 people in the pot.
Yes, there is. You have
You
a
want-
crap hand other than your, you know, and you'd have no showdown. You're in position. You can bet. Just bet
We-
small. Just
we
bet a
can-
third.
We can check and continue to use our good position.
Yeah, you can. I'm not saying checking is bad, but I would bet.
I like,
I'm not saying betting is bad, but I think that you can check here.
I think what we can come to the conclusion is that both are fine.
Yes. I agree.
I'd agree with that 100%. Yeah.
So I do bet.
That's
I
fine.
bet, probably actually in theory too big. Usually this is a very small bet here. 4 people. But I'm leveraging button early. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Now we have a pair. His Jack 9 got that.
Yeah.
He checks. What are you guys doing?
Now I think I would check.
Okay, this is where I made a mistake. Sometimes I get in my headspace that, population does not have enough check raises. And because population does not have enough check raises, that allows us to bet again here in order to buy a free river.
Yep. We can. Yes, but if we hit one of our non-heart,
Yeah,
that
and we've
ends.
got some nice outs.
we can also bet.
Betting better. We can think forward, yeah. So, yeah, so I choose to bet half. He free X's. What are you guys doing now?
Mm,
I fold because my population doesn't have balls to to check raise with crap.
yeah, and you're no longer drawing to nuts or anything.
Yeah,
I'm happy to fold here. I pretend to think about it, but I'm really snap
Yeah.
folding in my brain. Does that make sense?
I'm with Derek.
Like I pretend to hum and haw and pretend that you just had a knife stuck in your stomach and they're turning it, but really this is a snap fold here.
all right. I think we're on agreement. This is kind of like an opportunity to knit buddy check. To make sure that I didn't start turning into a knit here. But I think we all agree this can just be folded against what population is check raising 3x.
Oh, this is a snap fold without don't tell my opponents that I snap fold to their check raises because they don't check raise often enough.
I mean, I wonder if there's an argument about implied odds here, because, if he's
Oh
got
yeah,
a
there's
set,
applied odds because it's kind of small, right? If he's got a set, you're getting a stack,
yeah,
right?
if we hit one of our straight outs, we're getting a stack. He has a set.
Yeah. So yeah,
You're
that's-
probably not going to get his stack when you hit your outs all the time because those would be scare cards to a set.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Well, the thing is that my opponents can't read the board, so they might not see the straight.
That is
Do you know what I
a
mean?
good
Like,
argument.
5 rolls off and they don't think about ever a straight ever.
I mean, I might
know
be
what I'm saying?
crazy, but in game, I do find this, a very, to look at this board strategically, understand what he's telling, the story he's telling. I don't find it the easiest thing to look at this board and try to sort what's going on. I have to take extra time on a board like this.
Well, I'm saying that sometimes a 5 will roll off and they won't think straight.
I agree. So I think the hidden straight is. What
Well,
you're
it's not
talking about the
hidden,
hidden
you can
straight
read.
and the implied odds of hidden straights. I
Yeah.
think hidden straight, I mean, they're not hidden. If someone thought about it, they could see that I'd have 6-8 at some frequency here. But to some part of the population, it is a hidden straight because they're not gonna consider that on this board. And
Yeah.
and then you can get all their money because they're not thinking about
Yeah.
straights.
That's
But
the
a 9
advantage
or a
of it.
heart, a 9 or a heart are just both really bad for. Right,
9 of
because
hearts,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, and so
many-
outs are dirty too.
So you got so
So-
many cooler cards that
So I think we agree this is not nit. Seems appropriate. I think
Oh,
you
yeah,
both agree this is
you-
good fold.
you bet half pot and they
And
they
they
raise
bet
it.
whatever, like they bet 3x, or 3x check raise. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be, we're supposed to think about the sizing in relation to pot.
that I think is the more interesting aspect of this. I think is the sizing on the flop and whether
So
we
he
bet.
pots. He bet pot. He check raise pot.
Right, I'm talking about on the flop, like your
On the
bet
flop.
size.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing is, I think I also like your check here. I'm not thinking about how I filter his range. Enough here. Cause. Well, everybody else folded, but yeah, okay. And also you have showdown. I think a check is better on check. You were advocating for a check back, right?
I was, yeah.
I think that's a better play, Mike. Alright, guys, I'm gonna hand it back. We're the last standing for amigos. What?
So
No one else wants to study for
what-
4 hours? What's
what
up?
stakes do you guys play usually? Like do you guys play live mainly or online?
I mostly play
and-
online, although what I'm doing actually, well, I'm gonna stop the recording unless anybody else has hands.
Yeah. Yeah, don't record this. yeah.
Yeah, no, thank you, everybody. May the poker gods be with you.
Yeah, well done,
Hey,
skate.
Hey, Larry,
Yes,
I want to show this one real quick. See if this one's just pre-flop
Sure.
only.
sure, good, yeah,
no-
yeah, absolutely.
I just noticed this. I just want to see what you guys think of this.
Yeah.
Okay, it should be pretty quick in terms. So raise, 3-bet ace king suited, 4-bet up the
4.
button, a broken stack, 4-bet all in,
Okay.
5-bet.
Whoa! This is interesting. So, okay, what's P3 do?
And then they fold.
Okay, so,
That ace king hits the muck faster than I can toss it.
I think that is fine. However, you have some positional advantage. You're blocking aces and kings.
But there's only
However,
like
last
half
night I ran into aces and kings when I was thinking about the block of properties of my ace king.
Yeah, but your SPR is going to be fuck all, right?
Yeah, your SPR is totally
so,
horrible here.
so having a positional advantage isn't as important.
That's a very good point. So let's see.
I'm tossing this ace king right away.
So you've got to call. Let's ballpark it. You've got to call 25 in order to win 75, right?
But it's really all in because he bet 31 and he's got like
I'm never calling this. I would never call here.
this is a
Okay.
snap fold. This is a snap fold.
So I was
Yeah.
curious if it ever makes sense to call. So your pot odds being offered are 30%. So the argument is, well, he's got stuff back.
You got like 8% against aces and 30% against kings. You're fucked.
50% against queen.
Yeah, you're fucked. Throw it away. He's never
Stop.
doing this with jacks.
Chopping
You're-
ace kings.
You're 32% against his kings.
What?
And this dead money right here.
I think he's 32% against kings.
Yeah.
Am I correct?
Well,
And you have dead money here. You guys, maybe you're right. But I don't know.
You know, if there's a high hand jackpot with the ace king of hearts, 2 cards for 20 grand, then you know I might consider it, but I fold.
no,
I have no idea what you
ace-
just said, but
High hand jackpots, he's a live player.
So they have like a royal flush jackpots, like for some, you know, for some casinos, like high hands.
oh
if you,
yeah,
if,
gotcha.
if you have 2 cards or 1 card. Yeah, there's one casino here that has 20 grand for the ace king of hearts royal flush.
Is that Rama?
No, it's Magic City Casino
Where's that?
in Miami.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're in Miami. Okay.
So Larry, we got to like determine. So it's. I would never call here, and I wanted to see what you guys thought when we jam. And with the money that's in the pot now versus when he calls and we're up against aces or up against kings or up against queens, do we discount queens because this is a 5-bet? That's so, I mean, we're offering a certain amount for all the money that's in the pot. And ace king suited doesn't do too poorly against that, does it?
No, it does shit against aces and kings. You don't want to put
You've got
ace king
32% equity against kings.
which is shit on a stick, right? You
What-
don't
but
want
what-
to go against
Okay,
kings
but
and
what
aces.
but what pot odds are you being offered here?
It's basically an all-in bet.
So the pot odds you're being offered at this point, pre.
That doesn't matter. What
Is
matters is
30%.
that all the money's going to go in.
So yeah, but you're being offered.
The-
You get to see a
There'll be
flop.
less than an SPR.
Yeah, it'll be less than yeah, you have less than a pot.
So,
Okay,
so you're playing for stacks now.
okay, I think that's right. So that's
He's
fine.
got aces and kings.
Okay, I'm gonna guess he does it because that's why we're looking at the hand. But
Okay.
I think okay, if you add aces and kings, you're not gonna get there. But
Right?
okay, yeah, that looks fine. I think that'll work.
Now, shoot, I was thinking there was a way to see if we could put dead money in. Does Equalab do that?
I don't think so. Yeah, you're getting pot odds free.
But all the money's going to go in post. So
Well, I think Derek, I think that is a very good point.
so
It's
you're
going in
playing for
now.
stacks
It's not,
now.
it's going in. I'm not calling. I'm never calling. It's folding or jamming.
So then we'd have to figure out the pot odds differently. So with the dead money, so then you gotta add everything together and see how much I'm actually kind of confused as how you do that. I guess you'd go. Okay, then you'd assume I think to get those pot odds, you'd
So it's
assume,
it's 100 big blinds effective. 104. I guess we got to include the extra.
yeah, 104 plus the 18 dead.
So it's 208 plus 18 is 226, 236. What is it? 226, 24, 224 plus this guy's 226, right? So 226.
226
Yep.
sounds right, yeah. And then so you've gotta put in. So that's 226 after your bet. So you've gotta put in,
74
120.
more basically. After the 31. So that's basically 100, about 100. Right in round figures.
so I think you're getting the odds.
You're putting in a 100 to win. 200 and
No, we're only we're only putting in you're right, 100, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
about that.
Yep.
To win 120. So 220.
No, 100 to win 220.
Yep. Well, 230. Okay.
But yeah, that's what I was curious about. If the suitedness helps us get there, I would
Yeah,
fold, I would fold ace king off.
Yeah,
without-
that 3% helps. I think absolutely.
Suitedness adds 3 or 4%.
Yeah,
Hot,
yeah,
cold running.
yeah, I think it's like closer to 3, but same difference. And then show us the aces.
Woohoo! 4 king.
So, yeah, so. Nice hand, sir. It all goes to hero.
No,
That looks
I,
like-
I lost to a flush.
Oh, you lost the flush. Oh, dear. So I think you had the odds free. With the dead money.
That's the thing. That's what was about it for me, was the dead money.
So. Can you go back to the pot?
At the end.
After, no, yeah, okay, it's right here. So the total pot is going to be 223. Let me figure it out this way. So it's 223 total pot, right?
I think it's 231. That's what it says up here anyway. Is that right?
Yeah, it said it's 231. So you could
And you
argue
had to
that
call like 75, right?
He had to call 75. Yes.
I see. Yeah, you're getting the odds. You're getting the odds to call with this. I mean, I think I'm not the best at pot odds, Frank. Like, I'm not a master of pot odds, but I think that, and maybe none of us are, because that's why we bring it to the group. But
So if we give the villain aces and kings, not ace king off, like take the ace king off out of the villain.
That's not going to change anything because that's chopping, right?
Yeah. So just calculate that.
Yeah, it does make it worse.
Yeah. So I don't think that he's playing I think he's playing mainly aces and kings, not ace king. So that's why I don't call.
okay. I think
So-
that's,
So
I think maybe
wouldn't-
the one way to look at this is that, do I have a post flop skill edge? Well, you do, because you're the guy that's studying for 3 hours on Tuesdays, looking at post flop spots. So then the argument is, well, do I have to take this, even though I've been off on the right odds? Not necessarily, because I think I have a significant enough skill edge that I are a more profitable post, and so I can avoid this.
Well, here's the thing. You want to play deep stack poker. You want to play against people who have 400 big blinds. So if it was a coin flip, I'm all for it. But this isn't the coin flip. You're fucked.
Yeah, and I'm not buying if I just need to know if I'm a 51% favorite. Not favorite, but expected value, EV.
I think, well, you gotta think about it in pot odds, right?
Yeah, well, that's what we were trying to figure out.
No, well, yeah, so I would think about this in pot odds. I'm gonna send you a I'm gonna send you something later on. I'll send you a link, but, yeah, I mean, you just gotta figure out your pot odds here and then estimate your equity, which is what we just went through, and I think that there's an argument for calling off.
Yeah, and I
With
guess
the dead
but-
money, with the.
Oh yeah,
18
it's the
in
dead
big
money
blinds.
that does it.
Yeah.
But I think you said something like, you can wait for better opportunities, so to speak. Your skill edge allows you to like play better spots.
Yeah, and there's an argument people make when they fold here that is why they're doing.
But I think that only applies to tournaments, though, doesn't it? Because in a cash game, it's you take any small edge, whereas in
Okay.
tournaments you can lose small edges because when you bust, you don't ever get another opportunity.
That is totally valid. You're making a very good point.
So yeah, I was just hoping maybe we could know if this was, or like Derek says, he's convinced it's only aces and kings, and if that's the case, yes, you can't call or you can't jam here. But if you ever put in queens, then does it become okay? And that's what I was wondering if we could figure that out. So
Yeah. Well, when you put in queens and ace king off, then you can call. But I don't think this is queens or ace king off here. Like in my population, people 5-bet with aces.
Yeah, online that's not the case. It's you can get some
Yeah.
pretty weird stuff.
But I'm
And this
talking
guy in
about-
particular, 17 hands, but he was, he was playing okay. Like he wasn't a passive fish. He wasn't a aggressive maniac or anything. So I did not take queens out of his set
Sure.
of hands, and I did
Sure.
not take an ace king off, like ace king suited. But
Sure, but like playing live, there's that 5 bets are aces maximum. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
do you find that 5 bets are aces?
oh no, there's 5 bets that are like ace 5 suited.
Because my population is like loose passive. Like that's one thing. I have kings under the gun. I raise it to 20, and I get 7 callers. So then, of course, an ace comes on the flop. It goes check, check, check. Turn comes check, check, check.
Uh-huh.
I bet. So I think what for me would be useful is learning how to play when there's like 9 players to the flop. Do you ever get in those sort of games?
No, not really. Not online.
Okay. Because that's what I see a lot when I play live. Is like family pot. you know.
Yeah, this is tough to play. It is tough.
Even when people are betting 50, like there'd be like 7 players to the flop.
Yeah, that makes it a very hard game. All right, guys, I'm gonna stop the recording. Skate, do it, man. Say it.
Well, hey, check it out. So here's that whole pre-flop
Okay.
configuration. Like we're supposed to fold all the ace king suited except for a little bit of it. But
Wow.
here's the argument for getting away from this and like kind of talking about what Derek's talking about. Is that this button, this all-in button, right?
Mhm.
His 4-bet is based on him having a full stack and being a good player, but you have a broken stack, so the dead money there is much better than what this would determine. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I agree. Yeah.
well,
What's
and
the?
we saw he had king 4 suited.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he was degenning.
that makes this go up.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the expected value? Can you turn on the expected value? And then let's look at ace queen. Ace
And
king
look at-
suited. Yeah, so I think that makes up for the 0.67.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
So the expected value of ace king suited. So all that stuff is all in? Like 9s are all in? What is going on in this chart?
This is
No.
just showing. That's, yeah, it's just shoving aces.
Oh, so aces is all in, jacks a little bit, queens are fold, and kings are fold to a 5-bet. Is that what we're saying?
In
I
this
think where we could
configuration,
take. Yeah, but this is different because small blind called 4 and but with a full stack. That's not what happened here. He was all in with 20 bigs or whatever.
So this is like fold, raise 2, raise 6.5, and then all in 100. Is that what we're doing?
yeah. So raise here,
Yeah.
low jack, 3-bet.
And then
Button
buttons
was
shoves,
all in
or 14.
for 17.
Oh,
Big, big blind made it like 30 something.
yeah.
And then it gets back to us. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, it got back to this guy who folded, and then
Right.
to us here. Oh wow, that actually comes in now.
Okay, so I was wrong. Ace king suited bets, but king folds. Is that what we're seeing?
Yeah,
Kings folds or ace king suited calls?
jams.
Jams. because it has a blocker.
Must be. I don't really know.
Okay, this is like, and then of course your ace 5 and ace 4 is shoving a bit here too, of course.
Yeah. So that's assuming this range from the big blind, which does not include queens, but it
Right.
does include some of this little bit of business.
Yeah, a little bit of silly bugger.
So that dead money is what makes it okay. I think we could be confident now that that's okay, right?
Yeah, but we're folding kings here. Look at that. Look at us fold kings like a pro.
And look how profitable it is.
Ace king is what does that number mean? 1.3 big blinds per 100
That's the expected value. Yeah. So
per 100 hands.
and again, that's assuming this button range is, a good range, and we saw that it wasn't. We saw that it was terrible range, which makes that jam even better.
So for to a 5 bet, we're folding kings and shoving ace king suited and a little bit of ace 5.
Yeah.
No,
Get it.
for
Do you play like
Yeah.
that? Folding kings and shoving a little bit of ace 5 suited?
all the time.
Oh,
No, I'm
yeah?
just kidding. No, at this stack depth, I'm never folding kings ever.
That's not my game.
No, yeah, definitely you have to like determine if these are, appropriate ranges, and
If you're playing against a bunch of Phil Ivies, I guess. But I'm not playing against
Yeah.
Phil Ivy. So
True. Yeah, never folding
So-
kings.
so I'm surprised that they're folding kings and shoving ace. So kings is unprofitable? Can you go back to showing the expected value? Kings. Oh, so kings down to 10s has 0 EV.
it actually has negative 6.9. It's really bad.
Ah.
Do we
Okay,
think
so
this- hey,
so
Larry,
someone.
do we
Yes.
think this could be what's the term you use? Solver, like do you think this is not right?
Solver noise, Nash distance.
Nash distance.
Um,
Or do you think this is accurate?
let's go through the line again. Let's think about the line more closely. UTG raises, low jack 3 bets
Yeah, can you walk us through it, please?
in the solver.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
UTG raises, low jack 3 bets. Button cold 4s. Big blind cold. Okay, so can you go to that part of the, yeah, on that. And then, the initial RFI folds, the low jack folds, and then it's
No,
back
low
off.
jack is where we are.
Okay, low jack is on. And so we're in the, wait, hold on, we're in the low jack, and there's someone behind that cold 4.
Cold forward and
a cold
five.
5.
Now,
No, I don't think this is suffering from Nash distance, no.
so you think you're confident in its output?
I don't, confident feels like a strong word, man. But I will say that I think that this is accurate.
So ace king suited is way better than kings here. Can you walk me through how he got there?
I think it's got to do with the blocker.
Oh, because you're blocking an ace?
You're blocking his having aces.
Or all of them who haven't folded yet having aces?
Right, I guess.
My brain doesn't come to that conclusion. Can you? So
Because I
when you
think when they do have, well, I guess when they have kings, ace king is doing well enough against kings because of all that dead money. And we're blocking the absolute best hands.
So
I don't
Ace
know.
is
I'm trying to talk my way to it.
Ace is expecting to win 58 big blinds per 100 on this hand, and Ace King is expected to win 1.3, 1.13.
No,
Is that
I
what-
think ace is expected to win like 580 big blinds per 100, and ace king suited is expected to win like 11 or something like that. Or
You gotta
more.
multiply it by 10.
What are those numbers in the lower left corner of the little box of the boxes?
Lower right or lower right or
Lower
lower
right,
left?
yeah, lower right. What does that number mean? The 1.13?
That's how many chips you are expected to win by this action. How many big blinds you're expected to win by this action.
So if we shove all in, we're expected to win 1.13 chips.
In this action, and you can multiply that by 10 to get to your pro 100. This action is worth, in the solver world, this action is worth 11 big blinds per 100, which makes it a no brainer.
Okay, so ace is expected to win 585 chips per 100.
Yes,
Is that
yes.
how you read
Ace
it?
aces are obviously he's going to win 585.
Oh, okay. So so it's a tenth of what we would win in 100 hands. This is what we'd win every 10 hands.
Oh, I think
Right.
the better way to think about it is to multiply it by 10, and then that will give you your big blinds per
Big blind
100,
per
which I
100.
think a lot
Okay.
of us think in online.
Okay. So
Hey,
kings,
Larry,
Yes,
isn't it multiply it times 100? If
I
it's
I get confused. You might be right. It might be 100.
yeah, I think it's 100. So
that's
you
I
win
honestly get confused.
113 big blinds per 100 hands with that hand.
Oh, so this is expecting to win 113 per 100.
I
So
think
on
so.
average, it wins 1.13 chips per hand on
Yeah.
average.
Yep.
Okay. Whew. That means ace is expecting to win, wow, 5,857 chips per hand, which is monstrous.
Okay. I think maybe we've
If we look
hashed
at
this to
kings,
death.
what if we look at kings, what does it have?
It's negative 6.9.
Ah,
Yeah, it's for 100, of course. For some reason I have a brain fart on that every time.
so kings is awful.
Kings is awful here.
And
This
like
is
I
one of the
said,
rare situations where ace king suited is better.
it absolutely must have to do with the fact that when you do run into kings, which is going to be in his range probably just as much as aces, that we're doing well enough against kings with ace king suited.
And also the blocker properties probably have to do with it.
Exactly.
Can you go look over at ace 5 suited?
Do you think solver ever accounts for like the players having the same? Because sometimes like you're gonna have the same hand as the other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, solver knows that.
Mhm.
Solver played this hand literally, I mean, over a million times.
So ace 5 suited is plus EV to shove. Is that
Yep.
what this chart is telling us?
Yes, it is.
And ace 4 suited is plus EV to shove?
Yep.
So I
Can you
should
show
be
strat?
shoving.
Go back to strat.
So I should be shoving ace 5 suited, but not kings. I should be folding
Sometimes it's
kings.
telling us sometimes, but not all the time.
Yeah, but I should never shove kings as
That's
a
what
5
it's
bet.
telling you.
Okay, this is kind of blowing my mind, guys.
I know, me too.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sitting here in my non-solver world, and I've been playing poker since the 70s, and this is the first time I've seen these sort of things.
Clearly,
getting my
this is a
mind blown.
situation that is, not something you see. Like you gotta raise a 3-bet, a cold 4-bet, a cold 5-bet. And it gets
So we're
back
making
to-
a 6-bet, is what you're saying. This is our
Yeah.
6-bet range.
That's right.
What is our 6-bet range?
And you would never thought that it includes ace king suited as a much better 6-bet than kings, where kings is an absolutely terrible shove.
I never thought that ace 5 or ace 4 suited would.
Yeah,
on the wildest street.
they're good because for the same reason ace king is good. It has to do with that ace blocker.
Yeah. So I'm having my brain exploding.
All right, guys, I think we can stop hashing.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks very much. I learned so much from you.